what it is to be a woman, what it is to face a predominantly male-controlled society. Being able to talk with fellow women and be like, hey, I noticed that this happened, or hey, thank you for stepping in for me, or hey, thank you for stepping in for me. That kind of stuff happens, and we look out for each other. Trans girls and cis girls look out for each other, all right? Because we're all women and we're all in this together. If somebody does something that is unsafe or not cool, stand up for them. Be like, hey, you really shouldn't be doing this. Friends of mine were at a fast food diner about a week ago, and one of them went into the women's restroom while another one stood guard outside. And this was in a blue state. And one of the customers, because there was not that many people there in the restaurant, one of the customers complained to the manager saying, oh, they shouldn't be in the women's restroom. Now, both of these gals are super passing. Looking at them, it's like, yeah, duh, okay, they're chicks. But from the conversation that they were having at their table, this guy picked up on it and took offense, probably because he has some other agenda in his life. And that customer told the manager, and the manager, in a very uncool move, walked right past his employee, who was like, hey, what are you doing? It's okay if she uses that bathroom. Walked right past the girlfriend that was guarding the gate outside, like, don't go in there, my girlfriend's in there. Starts cop knocking, starts banging on the door, and says, you got to get out of there, you have no right, we could have you arrested, blah, 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 blah. Technically, in the state that they're in, that's not the case. They're allowed to use the bathroom that best fits their identity. But we are in a political climate now where red state, blue state doesn't matter. People who follow this kind of backwards ideology that they have more authority over your life and how you should express yourself and what is right and what is wrong to do in your own way of living. They're becoming more emboldened, like nothing can happen to them, like they're untouchable. And because they're unhappy with their lives, the people, the bigots who are like creating anti-trans laws, who are limiting young trans people, trans children, from their ability to seek medical help. And not just medical, but like social help. Like people who are telling parents of trans kids, you're a horrible monster, you're going to hell, and also we're calling the cops on you and stuff like that. We're in a weird climate now where that kind of stuff is not seen as a problem anymore. That's the best way that I could put that. It's trans people in general are becoming more visible. I seem to have gone way off track with that, and my camera's storage space went out and I had to delete a few things. But getting back to why you clicked on this video, I started tail end of 2020 with working towards the goal of being me, of being JC. That was when my egg cracked. That's when everything kind of like came together for me. And for a lot of people out there, it happened during the pandemic because you finally had time to think, or you finally had time to quiet your mind and reflect on things. And that's why you're seeing a lot more of us now. It's not because of representation on social media, like here on YouTube or on TikTok or on, Facebook and stuff like that. It's because people are realizing that they need to do what it is that they need to do to be happy. We are each given but a lifetime. And in that lifetime, we need to figure out who it is we are and what we want to do with our lives. For some people, that might be a career. For other people, that might be a family. But for a lot of us, trans and non-binary individuals, it's just being ourselves. Queer people in general. It's the ability to be who we want to be, love who we want to love, and live life the way that we want to live. Peacefully. We're not asking to take away other people's privileges. We're not asking to take away the rights of others. We're merely asking for enough space to survive, enough space to live. Combination, 2 years on HRT, it's easier to be passable. It's easier to be perceived as being cisgender, which in its own right has a lot of benefits. And I could have chosen to like end this channel and to just go stealth and be passable everywhere I go. But I can't help but feel that because of all the things that are happening in this country, the United States of North America and the Western Hemisphere, that I still need to do a lot more work, that all of us in the community and allies of the community have a lot more work to do. I'm worried for others like me. I happen to be already an adult and already further along in my development. I'm 2 years on hormones. For a lot of younger folks who have been doing puberty blockers or have been like, dressing or identifying a certain way and now are being told that no, your doctors can be criminally charged or your parents can be taken away from you. Your parents can be locked up if you continue to be who you are. You need to put on a suit and pretend to be somebody else. That is horrifying. I cannot imagine what they're going through. So if I can be a positive role model, if I could be a positive example and be like, hey, there's a way out of this. Or, hey, you're going to make it. Or, hey, stay strong. It's not always going to be like this. That's why I'm doing this video. It's super scary because people are witnessing you change. They're witnessing you go from a caterpillar into your cocoon and come out a butterfly. You're the butterfly. The crazy thing is now you're flying above the world and you get a different perspective of it. What it's like to be a butterfly. What it's like to be a flying creature. And what that means for the rest of the world that is still crawling along on the ground. If you choose to put yourself or to have yourself put on a regimen of HRT, and this is who you truly are, 2 years down the road, you're going to be so happy with the decisions that you've made, if that is what you truly are. I've never been happier in my life. A lot of it has to do with transitioning. But a lot of it has to do with looking inward and removing all the naysayers in my life. Removing all the people who doubted me. Showing myself that I am strong, that I am determined. That I will continue to do this, even when the times get tough. Especially when the times get tough. I've had to move 4 times in the past year. 4 times. I've gone through a lot of breakups. I've lost family members, including parents, that will never speak to me again. I've lost relatives who did love me and saw me for who I was. But I've gained a lot of friends. And I've gained the respect of a lot of people. And I take that seriously. I'm going to continue to be the best person that I can be. I can share a bunch of tips with you. In fact, I will in the future. Little things that help you. Little ways of becoming who you are or being more of who you are. Showing the world who you are on the inside. Bringing that out and putting that on the outside. It's super scary, and I don't know if I'm smart enough to say what it is that I am seeing. On one hand, the world is embracing us and is saying, yes, you're beautiful. We welcome you. We're ready. We want to see the real you. On the other hand, there's this other side of the world that is like, no, you're vile, you're evil, you're second class, you're an abomination. And it's like, at what point are we going to pick a direction and go with it? You know what I mean? We're just people. I'm not hurting anyone. I just exist. I just exist, and I make little videos, and I tell little jokes, and I try to make sure that like the people in my life are comfortable. And beyond that, there's really not much to it. This is kind of all over the place. I've gone through some stuff recently. I've gone through a breakup recently, and I needed to make this video, not only because today is the 2-year mark, but I missed a couple of things. March 31st, 2023, Transgender Day of Visibility. Did I make a video? No, because I was dealing with a member of my household moving out because they no longer wish to be a part of our relationship. I missed out on a lot of stuff over the last couple of months, and I'm finally dipping my toes back into it. And like, I'm filled with like joy, and I'm filled with like, oh, I'm ready to do this again. I'm also like scared, and I'm shaking in my boots because it's like, do I still have it? Do I have anything worth saying? And I'm angry because in the short time that I've been away, people have gotten dumber. We've gone backwards with rights. So it's just a lot. If I had to sum it up, 2 years on hormones is this. You figure out who you are, you settle into your own skin, and the world recognizes you. It's no longer about who you were or what you're hiding or, hey, I remember you, or you're not what you say you are. It's pretty much about like, oh, this is who you are. That's the best way I can explain it.